we talked about this trailer before when it was initially shown off, but now they've actually shown it off in-game snippets, is Senua Saga, Hellblade II, where the initial trailer, they said it was an engine, and it was back before Unreal Engine 5 was even in the hands of any developer that wasn't Epic, of, you know, a breakdown video that I made basically saying, like, at the moment of the making of this video, this is not possible at all. And which was, I'm going to be completely honest, it was completely true what I said. Gameplay I would put in kind of brackets here because it is extremely scripted linear sequence. It's literally just going backwards and forwards on a beach. Looking really, really good visually. You know, there are some things in there where I think it doesn't look as good as the initial trailer.
It's a storytelling game, right?
Okay,
First and foremost, right? It's puzzles, light action, and storytelling. At least the original was.
I think from my perspective, this one is interesting in that it may well not be real time, right? And there is slow, gradual movement that, you know, occasionally we get captions that come up that say in engine, which is kind of a sort of term that can mean anything, but at least it's trying to give you some level of disclosure. The Jeffs haven't quite got there yet. So we've got this situation where you move from one game to the next and you've got no idea if it's real or not, if you are looking at a breakthrough in real-time rendering or not, if this even actually represents the game in any way, shape, or form.
Hey, this is Al from Transformational Gaming. Appreciate you coming by. Appreciate you coming to the channel. Yep, I told you. And let me explain what I mean by that. So a couple of days ago, I had a discussion with some guys on Twitter. I want to talk to you about this discussion, but real quick, before we get into all of that, I like to say, please subscribe to the channel. Please comment in the comment section and give me a thumbs up. All right. So anyway, getting back to the story. A couple of days ago, I guess Jeff Keighley had some type of end of year game awards or whatever, right? And everybody's been talking about it. I'm not talking about it, but the real issue is that Microsoft comes out with a trailer. And look, if you come to this channel, you know that Hellblade is one of my favorite games. I've recently done a comparison, and I appreciate all the love I've been getting on that comparison. I have a lot of love for Senua's Sacrifice. That was one of my first games I reviewed on this channel, and now it's one of the first games that I'm doing side-by-side comparisons as we do a walkthrough through the game. And they come out with this Hellblade 2 trailer and things like that. And one thing I want to point out before I get into it, I seen the horror on John Lennoman's face, and he was like, the first one was basically a game that was true to what it was supposed to be. You can tell that things have kind of changed with this new game. You know, the first game was all about the puzzles, the cinematics, you know, the kind of the story. It was very story driven. It focused in on mental health, and just looking at the horror on John Lennon's face, man, I had that same impression when I first seen this trailer, because you can tell that Microsoft is doing what they usually do. It almost looks like they're trying to do some kind of multiplayer, some type of less joined in co-op type of stuff that nobody is asking for. And I'm pretty sure that this game, the reason why it's in development hell, and it is in development hell, and the reason why this game is in development hell is because of that. And, you know, look, I wanted to wait until they did a trailer breakdown. Now, you know, they didn't just dedicate a video to breaking down this trailer. They just kind of put it in their weekend roundup or whatever it's called, and it's kind of talked about it a little bit in one segment. But I mean, you can see that they know, and they've come to the same conclusion that I've come to, that this is a CGI trailer. There's no gameplay in here. There's no gameplay in here. There's no room for gameplay. You can't use a character with other people running in front of you in front of the camera. That just doesn't happen. There's no way you can aim at an enemy if there's no aim mechanic. It's just, there's no reticule, or there's no some type of setup. You know, even if this was like some type of, I don't know, button press cinematic, I mean, you gotta at least have the prompts on the screen, man. I mean, there's nothing on the screen. And look, of course I've played the first Hellblade. The first Hellblade was just like that, you know? But what I'm saying is, you can't tell me that out of all the times that Senua was running, that she didn't get hit or nothing. I mean, on the first Hellblade, you at least had a screen cue of the screen turning red. I mean, you at least had a screen cue. I mean, my goodness, man. And now she's throwing stuff. There's shooting in this game. There was none of that in the first one. But let me get back to what I was talking about earlier. So these guys, and I'm not going to mention their names. You can look back at my timeline and see who I was talking to. But at Transformer_game on Twitter, you know, I mentioned a couple of times in a couple of threads that, you know, this is not real. Like, this is a CGI trailer. And a lot of people got upset, man. A lot of people didn't get upset. But like the words of Negan, you can cry, you can beg. Little pig, little pig, little pig. This is a CGI trailer, man. And I'm so glad that Digital Foundry did have enough balls to say, hey, look, man, this is not representative of what's in the game. And it's true. It's just not. And I also subscribe to the fact that it doesn't look better than The Matrix. Like, this doesn't look better than The Matrix. This looked like some type of cartoon CGI drawing. I mean, not to say that this looks bad. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not even saying that it's not awesome. The trailer was awesome. Microsoft did a really good job with this trailer, but make no mistake, this is CGI. This will not be in the game. This will not be in the game. This will not be a part of. And I had reference to some of the developers. You know how Twitter does. And I asked them. I said, "Do you promise this is in game?" I didn't get a response. I said, "Are you sure this is gameplay? Are you saying this is gameplay?" I said it to a couple of them, and no response. Now listen, I'm not saying that people has to respond to me. I'm not saying that at all. One thing that people cannot say is that I don't know what I'm talking about. No one can say that I don't know what I'm talking about. I've made too many predictions that has came true. And I'm not saying I was wrong. Like, I was wrong that, hey, some of the assets they're using in Matrix, which looks awesome, that is ray tracing. I thought they was using some type of nanite technology. But no, they're using some hardware accelerant. So, and that's fine. That's fine. I can admit when I'm wrong. But 9 times out of 10, I'm right. Okay? I feel somewhat vindicated that Digital Foundry did hint that this is not representative. And I will also subscribe to you that it's a problem in the game industry because you guys don't really know and can't tell the difference between what's CGI and what's a video game. I will admit to you, I was just watching somebody playing Resident Evil 2. It was a good representation of what's going on nowadays. And what's going on nowadays is that these games, Resident Evil 2 Remake, games like that look so awesome, man. They look so good, man. You can't really tell the difference between that and CGI. Now, you can see some of the clipping or whatnot and tell, hey, this is not a CGI game. But honestly, man, these games are getting close. I mean, Resident Evil 3 looks awesome. That's a lot of games out here. I'm playing Guardians of the Galaxy. And Guardians of the Galaxy is freaking awesome, man. Graphically, storytell-wise. Now, the gameplay is something to be desired. I'm glad I'm playing that on easy, because if I was playing that on hard, I can tell you that I would definitely have trouble playing this game. I think the controls are horrible, actually. But the point is that games like that, it's coming pretty close. I mean, you can't say that those games are blown out by this. But the problem is that it's the fluidity problem. Like, this game is too fluid and entrenched into the background and to the rest of you can just tell this is a film. There's no gameplay in here. There's nothing that Senua has done that say, hey, hand this over to the player and let him rock out and do what he do. There's nothing in here that says that. This is CGI. The character is entrenched into the background. There's no foreground to the character. All right, this is a CGI. This is a CGI presentation, man. And I think shame on Microsoft, shame on you, Phil Spencer. Y'all running the Microsoft division like this is Windows. Difference is that in the Windows market, you guys are basically a monopoly. But in the console world, you got competition. And listen, that's some embellishing on Sony's side. I think The Last of Us, while it is fluid, the character does show some fluidity. The graphics are novel. It doesn't look better than the initial trailer. Now, how much does it look better is up for debate. I personally think the initial trailer looks about maybe 5 to 10% better. But it wasn't a freaking like CGI. Like, there's no way they can say, hey, this was running on Xbox Series X and keep a straight face. There's no way they can do that. All right, you guys have a nice day. This is Al from Transformational Gaming. May the truth set you free. Later.